What about misbehavior in public, though? Well, we heard one technique, and what was it? Mabel. Remember that one? And keep on trucking. How about another one for major fits? Well, the first idea, though, is if you have a kid that's having problems out in public, get the uh-oh song locked in at home. Because there's a transfer effect. What starts happening is the little kid starts thinking, I can misbehave, but my parents can handle me. And that helps out. And I've actually known parents who have said to their kid in the Walmart, uh-oh, and the little kid says this, where am I supposed to go? And they settle down. Or I've known parents who had it locked in so well, and they had a fairly easy kid, I guess, that they could say, uh-oh, looks like a little time over here by the cosmetics counter, and they let the kid down there, and they're always wise to walk away and kind of pretend like they're not looking at the kid. Right?
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Oh, you're being sweet. Come on, let's go. And it's done. By the way, what do you say to the kid when you open the door, when they're behaving? Do you say this? I hope you learned your lesson. You know why you... Now, do you know what you did wrong? Well, let's stop right here just for a second. And we'll get back to misbehavior in public. But I want to do what I call a little emotional feeling exercise. What that means is, don't think too hard about it, just feel. Go with the feeling. Now let's say that you had a bad day at work. You made some mistakes and your boss made you stay late to fix them. And as you're going home, you're thinking, I'm late, I want to get home, so you're speeding. You look up in the mirror, what do you see? Colorado State Trooper. Oh man, you try to cry. You do that Columbo routine. Oh, nothing works. You get a ticket, and it's a big one. As you're driving into the driveway, you're thinking to yourself, at least there is somebody, my spouse, who loves me a lot, and I can tell him about it, and just talking to him about it and getting a hug will make me feel better. So you walk in the house, and here's your spouse. You say this, my boss made me get a ticket. And your boss says something, and your little Freudian slip there. Ooh. And your spouse says something like this. Oh, honey, you got a ticket? Yeah, I got a ticket. It was on 93, and I wasn't even going that fast. You got a ticket? You didn't match it up? What? Remember the other day we talked about matching it up when we were in the car? What? You just match it up.
For families living with ADHD or autism, preventing meltdowns is everything. Goalie reduces stress by enabling kids to complete routines independently. Goalie, reinventing routines.
See, you look for the speed limit sign, and then you look down there. What? I'm just trying to help. See, that's the problem with you. You get so defensive when people are trying to help. See, you just matched up. Remember what I said? You look for the sign, you look for the speedometer, you just match it up. You match it up. Just match it up. If you're going too fast, you let off on the gas a little bit so you can match it up. And if you're going too slow, you just put a little more gas in there so you can match it up. There you go. Now, have you learned your lesson? You know what to do now, right? Just match it up. Now, here's the question for you. How many of you would feel highly motivated to drive really carefully the next time you took your spouse someplace? Or would you be thinking, he wants to see me match it up? I'll match it up. It's real tempting, isn't it? To tell a kid what they've learned or reason with them after the consequence. Here's the rule. You set the limit, you deliver the consequence, and keep your mouth shut. Just feel sad for the kid. Give them a hug, move on with life. Okay, back to misbehavior in public. Well, there's a basic idea here, and that is kids should know that they are safe nowhere from the uh-oh song. Okay? And, I actually knew a mother, and she had one of the most out-of-control 2-year-olds I've ever seen. And it wasn't her fault. I mean, she was a good mom. The other kids behaved really well. This kid, from day one, I think the day he was born, he put his hands on his hips and looked at the doctor and said, "What makes you think you're in charge here? Now let's get some things." He was a tough kid. You know what she had to do? She had a car seat. She'd bring it into the store with her. She'd put it right in the cart. What would she do? Uh-oh, look, the little car seat time. She'd plop him in there. She'd strap him in. She was just like a siren. Everybody got out of her way when she was shopping. It was great. As soon as he calmed down, she'd let him out. Got to the point where if he had that wild look in his eyes as they pulled up to the supermarket, all she had to do was pull that seat out, put it in the shopping cart, and he'd just look at it from time to time like, hate that seat. Uh-oh.
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Remember Pearl Street Mall? Yeah, you know where Pearl Street Mall is. It's Boulder, right? A nice, beautiful outdoor mall, and I took my son there and made the mistake of walking by the popcorn wagon. Yeah, because then he's doing it. Popcorn, 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 popcorn. I said, well, didn't eat your lunch. Maybe I'll have some popcorn next time. Popcorn, popcorn. Then he hits the ground. It's a full-fledged fit. Full-fledged fit. Well, I'm going to be a Mr. Smarty Pants. I look down at him and I say, uh-oh, looks like a little corner time. And I took him over there and I put him right there next to this building. Right there. Nice and safe. I sat on the bench. I'm thinking, oh, he'll stay there. I've trained him well. Here he is. He's crawling towards me like a thirsty man through the desert. And what's he saying? Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Oh, great. Didn't want to have to do this, but I better practice what I preach. Uh-oh, looks like I'm going to have to hold you. Are there times where we just have to hold a kid till they calm down? And how do you do it so it's safe? Well, here I am. Most embarrassing thing I ever had to do. I'm sitting there on the cobblestones at Pearl Street Mall. I've got him in my lap. He's facing the other way. I've got my legs around his legs. I've got my arms around his arms. He's trying to bite me. He's drooling all over my arms. He's wailing. There's a guy with about 39 earrings and purple hair looking at me like I'm the weirdo. Pearl Street Mall, right? I thought he was going to throw his sandals at me. Am I hurting this kid? Yes or no? No. And what am I trying to do? Well, I'm trying to say something like this, and that's it. I'll let you go when you're calm. I'll let you go when you're calm. And by the way, what do you have to watch out for when you're holding a kid like this? Headbutt. Many a parent has gotten a black eye from the headbutt. What's the best way to avoid it? Well, if you try to hold your head back, they start rocking, and then pretty soon your head goes forward, and their head goes backwards, and whammo, right? So how do you do it?
For families living with ADHD or autism, preventing meltdowns is everything. Goalie reduces stress by enabling kids to complete routines independently. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Turn your face sideways. Just put your face up against the back of their head, real soft. That way there's no space. Whack. So you can't just keep it right up there. And what do you do with your mouth? Keep it closed. And when they're calm, you let them go. How many of you have ever seen a little kid who was having a major fit and then either held the kid or saw somebody else hold the kid in a very gentle, loving way and then noticed how the kid acted right afterwards? And how do they act right afterwards? Incredibly, what? Sweet, calm, and relieved. You can see it on their face. Their face says it all. It says this: "Oh, thank God. Thank God somebody loves me enough and is strong enough to help me get under control when I can't." Well, there's a number of people in this world today that would say, "Oh, never, never, never hold a child." Well, here's how I feel about it. We can either hold our kids in a very safe way, in a gentle way, with loving arms when they're 3, or we can let the prison system hold them with bars when they're much older. That's how important it is to take charge of our kids in a very loving, gentle, but firm way.